That's great. That's great. I'm having a good time. What's up, dreamers? I'm Bryce. Welcome back to the Rocker Review. Today's song is The Rapper's Delight by the Sugarhill Gang. I don't think I've ever sat down and really listened to this song before. I mean, we all know the hip hop, hibbity hip hip, that like the beginning part, but I've never really sat down and tried to dissect it before. I'm also not very well versed in hip hop at all. I've always been a rock and roll guy, a little bit of country, a little bit of pop in my history, but mostly rock and roll. So I'm excited to get into this genre. And what better place to start than going all the way back to the origins of the genre. I had a lot of people suggesting a lot of songs to start with for hip hop, but I decided I just had to go with the OG, right? Going with the Sugarhill Gang. So we'll start here. If you want to hear a different rap song, if you want me to overanalyze a different song, put it in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think. Before we get into it, there's 3 things I want you to know if you're new here. 1, I'm going to stop it a lot. Anytime I find something interesting, we're going to talk about it. 2, I'm improvising, so I'm going to get some stuff wrong. Don't worry about it. And 3, I hope we both have some fun and I hope we both learn something. So without further ado, hit that subscribe button, check out my music, Midnight Notion, after this, and let's get into the song. Here we go. Rapper's Delight. Closed captions
Here's
on.
Wonder Mike, Hank, and Master G, the Sugarhill Gang.
It's so corny.
You don't stop. Rock it out, baby, rubber to the boogity bang bang, the boogie to the boogity beat. Now what you hear is not a test. I'm rapping to the beat, and me, the groove, and my friends are gonna try to move your feet. You see,
There's almost We Will Rock You. Another One Bites the Dust by Queen. Bump bump bump. It's climbing a little bit differently, but it's got that same vibe. It's kind of disco, right? We get a lot of disco feel to this. Question to all of you out there: is this video live? Is this the recorded version? When I was searching for this song on YouTube, there were a bajillion different versions. They all had different lengths. I don't know which one to choose, so I went with the video. But you got to tell me down below, am I on the wrong version? I don't know. The intro is very interesting because it's a lot of nonsense words, which is great, right? We need to have more songs with nonsense words. We have so many people that are so artistic and creative, and they're creating all these wonderful lyrical lines, but it's nice to just get a hippity hip hip hop, and it's just really cool. Let's go back a little bit.
and me, the groove, and my friends are gonna try to move your feet.
You're gonna try.
You see, I am Wonder Mike, and I like to say hello. To the black, to the white, the red, and the brown, and the purple, and yellow. But
One thing, it is so, has anybody done a mashup of Queen and Sugarhill Gang? Because I swear, this is so Another One Bites the Dust. That's all I'm getting from this. I like it. I'm enjoying it. It's fun. But you even have that ad of that clean guitar. It's so disco, man. It's so disco. Go back a little bit.
hello. To the black, to the white, the red, and the brown, and the purple, and yellow. But first, I gotta bang, bang, the boogie to the boogie. Say up, jump the boogie to the bang, bang, boogie. Let's rock. You don't stop, rock the rhythm that'll make your body rock. Well, so far you've heard my voice, but I brought 2 friends along.
Ooh,
and
2
next
friends.
on the mic is my man Hank. Come
Hank.
on, Hank, sing that song.
Come
Check
on.
it out. When I'm imp the dimp, the ladies pimp, the women fight for my delight. But I'm the grand master with the 3 MCs that shock the house for the young ladies. And when you come inside, into the front, you do the freak spank, or do the bump. And when the sucker MCs try to prove a point with Trent's trio, or with the serious joint, from sun to sun and from day to day, I sit down and write a brand new rhyme because they say that miracles never cease. I've created a devastating masterpiece. I'm gonna rock the mic so you can't resist. Everybody, I say it goes like this. When I was coming home late one dark afternoon,
I was really expecting there. Everybody, hey, everybody. It goes like this, right? It sounded like he was setting up something exciting to happen that we are all gonna go, oh, or hey, or go back to like the whatever the hook of the song is. But it goes like this, and then he goes into another line. I think that's funny. It's kind of, it's laughable now. Obviously, we could always look back on it and go, back in that time, this was a new feeling, right? We had a lot of disco sounds in the music that we were used to, but the speediness of the line lines, the quickness of their delivery was probably blowing people's minds. Like, what is this? This is something I've never heard before. So it's really cool. But it's just funny how knowing what it has become today, knowing where rap and hip hop are now, and comparing it to this is just friendly, like just very PG vibes. I mean, I know that we've referenced, pimps and young ladies and whatever, but it's so PG based on, like, by comparison to what's happening today. It's kind of fun. It's very delightful to look back on this and just go like, oh yeah, they're silly. They're just talking about hanging out with their friends. We're gonna sing a little song. Here we go. Everything's about. But if we rewind a little bit, those of you who came here for rock and roll, this is still rock and roll, right? Rock and roll is everything, right? And just having that drum beat and the guitars in there, they have a little keyboard, a little boo, boo, is barely doing much. It's got a little bit of a keyboard in the background there. But it's a rock band. And the only thing that's making it different from anything else in that time period is just the style of singing. That's it. But altogether, it rocks, man. It rocks. It's really fun. It's really enjoyable. It's dancey. They said they were going to try to make us move our feet. And I'm sitting down, but I mean, I'm tapping along. I'm banging my head. I'm having a good time. So mission accomplished.
I say it goes like this. When I was coming home late one dark afternoon, reporter stopped me for an interview. She said she's heard stories and she's heard fables that are vicious on the mic and the turntable. This young reporter I did adore, so I rocked the vicious rhyme like I never did before. She said, damn fly guy, I'm in love with you. The Casanova legend must have been true. I said, by the way, baby, what's your name? Said I go by the name Lois Lane, and you can be my boyfriend, you surely can.
Lois Lane, huh?
Superman, I said, he's a fairy, I do suppose, flying through the air, the pantyhose, he may be very sexy or even cute, but he looks like a sucker in a blue and red suit. I said, you need a man who's got finesse, and his whole name across his chest. He may be
his whole name? Hold on a second. Hold on. It's just the S, man. It's just the S. I don't know. I think it's really funny. This is a really great little story that he's setting up. It's like, okay, here, we're going to tell you how it goes. So we were just making up a bunch of words. We were talking about singing and dancing. And then, hold on, I got to tell you this story. I was talking to a reporter. The reporter asked me, already knows who I am, and said that I'm good on the mic. And the reporter happens to be Lois Lane from DC Comics, who is confessing in this story. She confesses to this guy, Hank, that she's dating Superman. And he's like, hold up. Superman's good and everything, but you gotta check me out. That's some confidence. I admire your confidence, dude. Going up against Superman. Hey, you know what? He's cool and everything, but he's wearing pantyhose. He's got his name on his chest. That's great. I'm having a good time.
Who's got finesse and his whole name across his chest. He may be able to fly all through the night, but can he rock a party till the early light? He can't satisfy you with his little worm, but I can bust you out with my super sperm.
Oh, okay. I said it was PG, but it is not PG. Holy smokes.
I go do it, and I'm here, and I'm there. I'm Big Bang Hank, I'm everywhere. I just throw your hands up in the air.
All right, if you say so.
Like I just don't care, let's do it. But don't stop, y'all. I take a top, y'all. You don't stop.
You know, I got a question for you. The throw your hands up in the air like you just don't care. Let's see, party hardy like you just don't care. Who's the originator of that? I want one of you to go do the research, put it in the comments below. Who came up with throw your hands like you just don't care? Because it shows up everywhere. So is every single artist that uses that after the fact, are they referencing Sugarhill Gang? Is Sugarhill Gang referencing someone else? Someone had to start this term. I want to know where the first documented use is. So go find that. I don't have the time. I'm improvising this. Remember?
I'm Big Bang Hank, I'm everywhere. I just throw your hands up in the air and party harder like you just don't care. Let's do it. Stop, y'all. I take a top, y'all. You don't stop. I go hotel, motel, and what you gonna do today?
Say what?
Get some spank and drive off in a death OJ. Everybody go hotel, motel, holiday inn. You say if your girl starts acting up, then you take a friend. I say skip.
Okay, so I know there's some cultural differences. I recognize who I am. I recognize my lived experiences are different from everyone else's. But if your girl is, what is the line? If your girl starts acting up, then you take her friend is not the way to be, all right? We're not misogynists here. We're respectful to all humans. If somebody is having a hard time in their relationship, they talk about it, all right? Say it with me, friends. Talk about it, right? We learn things. Psychology is important. We speak about our emotions, we get the problem out, and then we go on to the next step. You don't go out with a friend. That's cheating. That's wrong. Don't do it. It's very fun, though. It is a very fun, light, happy... Well, is it a happy song? I don't know. It's fun. The vibe is fun. For the rest of this, we're only 2.5 minutes into a 6-minute and 15-second song. What I want you to listen for is how long the loop is, right? We have a drum beat, we have a little bass line, a little bit of guitar with some keyboards in the back, and that seems to be about it. There might be something else mixed in there that I'm missing. But the loop seems to be fairly short, so I'm going to try to find that. You try to find it as well. We're in 4/4 time, so just straight 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and all the way through. It doesn't seem to have any changes of tempo or time signature so far. They could switch it up, but right now it's a very steady section, and I feel like it's got like the short bass stops, bum bum bum. And then it climbs up a little bit. I keep confusing it with Another One Bites the Dust. And then it goes into the section where the guitar comes in, layers it a little bit more, and the keyboards are holding out their notes. So it doesn't feel so staccato anymore. It doesn't feel bop, bop, bop. It feels a little bit more like it's kind of rolling, flowing, whatever. And then it goes back into just bass and drums again. So I think that's the total amount of looping that's happening. And then it's just repeated throughout the song. As a rocker, I like things that are interesting and new. It keeps the song fresh. But I understand that in hip hop, it's less about the music and more about the words. So I am also trying to watch for the lyrics more in this song than I typically do with other genres.
You say if your girl starts acting up, then you take a friend. I say skip, God, what can I say? I can't fit them all inside my OJ, so I just take half and bust them out. I give the rest to Master G so he can shock the house. I said a M-A-S, a T-E-R, a G with a double E.
All
I said I go by the unforgettable name of the man they call a Master G. Well, my name is known all over the world.
All over the world.
Foxy ladies and the pretty girls. I'm
it is
going
now.
Down in history as the baddest rapper that ever could be. Now I'm feeling the highs and you're
I want to talk about the way he's delivering that line. I'm really interested in how hip hop flows. The rhythm of the words is very important. I want to say it's easy to take a Dr. Seussian style where it's ba-da-da-da-da, 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 ba-da-da-da-da. There's a couple of emphasized points in there, what I just did, ba-da-ba-da-ba, but it's all just the same note lengths, if that makes sense. And what they're doing is they're kind of tripping up those notes, ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-ba-ba-da, ba-da-da-da, ba-ba-ba-da. They're adding some interesting dynamics there, but they don't repeat that same format through the whole song. And that's the rhythmic interest that I've been looking for. That's the thing that keeps the song fresh. So I'm going to go back a little bit here, going down in history. Listen to how he's delivering the lines. I'm going to try to listen along too and see if I can explain, better articulate what I'm hearing.
went down in history as the baddest rapper that ever could be. Now
it's the there ever could be. He kind of does like a weird pause there. Let's try it one more time.
girls, I'm going down in history as the baddest rapper that ever could be.
There's like a really goofy tripping up of the lines there, and I'm not saying he's messing up. I'm saying it's a creative use of rhythm to break up the flow of the song. And I like that. That's what I'm looking for in a cool, interesting composition. So good work there.
Feeling the highs and you're feeling the lows. The beat starts getting into your toes. You start popping your fingers and stomping your feet and moving your body while you're sitting and you're sitting. Then damn, you start doing the freak.
Okay, we got an orchestra hit there. You can hear right when he says damn, it's emphasized with the orchestra hit. That's a very popular hit from I don't know, whenever keyboards started coming out, it was like a default sound on every keyboard. There's a whole video on it on YouTube somewhere about the orchestra hit, and it's used everywhere. But it's nice to have that little emphasis. If you have a point you want to make and everything just hits on that point, that's great. So they emphasize damn with an orchestra hit.
On your feet and moving your body while you're sitting and you're sitting, then damn, you start doing the freak. I said bam, right out of your seat, then you throw your hands high in the air. You rock it to the rhythm, shake it there in air. You rock it to the beat without a care. With the short shot MCs for the affair. Now I'm not as tall as the rest of the gang, but I rock to the beat just the same. I got a little face and a pair of rhyme eyes. All I'm here to do, ladies, is hypnotize. I sing it on and on and on and on and on. The beat don't stop until the break of dawn.
That is another creative use of lyrics. Once again, we have what could be described as nonsense lyrics, but it's really just the word on repeatedly to get to the line, the break of dawn. I don't know how they wrote this song. I don't know where they start. I don't know where they ended. I know that when I'm writing a song, sometimes I have a line that I want it to be the last line. And so the break of dawn, I'm like, oh yeah, the break of dawn. I need to get to dawn. So I need something that rhymes with dawn. And so then I've come up with the previous line that sets up the rhyme of dawn. They're just using the same word over and over and over, but the repetition is emphasizing that it keeps going on for a long time. And it's also just creative, because it'd be so easy to fill in other words, like singing, I'm gonna do this on and on. I could easily just say, I'm going to do this on, and then call it done. But by singing on and on and on and on, you're creating interesting rhythms. You're using language in an interesting way, in an artistic way. I don't know. I just really like that. I really appreciate that a lot.
On and on and on and on and on. The beat don't stop until the break of dawn. I sing it on and on and on and on and on like a hot butter, the pop, the pop, the pop.
Woo! This guy's spitting. Let me hear it again.
I sing it on and on and on and on and on like a hot butter, the pop, the pop, the pop, the pop.
That's some good stuff there. I like it.
The pop pop, you don't dare stop or come alive, yo. Give me what you got. I guess by now you can take a hunch and find that I am the baby of the bunch, but that's okay. I still keep it strong, cause all I'm here to do is just a wiggle your behind. Sing it on and on and on and on. The beat don't stop until the break of dawn. Sing it on and on and on and on and on. Rock, yo. Throw it on the floor. I'm gonna freak your head.
Yeah. And I talk about engagement. This is exactly what I'm saying. He's singing on and on and on and on and on. That's the one part so far that I felt like I can actually sing along with, because they're setting me up with a pattern. They're doing it multiple times. So when it comes, I feel like, oh, this is a part I could participate. Everything else is just dancing and listening. But once he starts doing that part, I'm like, okay, this is my part. This is the part I can sing. So appreciate that.
I'm gonna move you out of this atmosphere, cause I'm one of a kind and I'll shock your mind. I put the jiggers in your behind. I say the 1, 2, 3, 4, come on, girls. I get it on the floor. I come alive, yo. Give me what you got, cause I'm guaranteed to make you rock. I say the 1, 2, 3, 4, tell me one, the mic, what are you waiting for? To the hip, hop, the hippie to the hippie, the hip, hip, the hopper, you don't stop. Rock it to the bang, bang, the boogie, say up, jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie beat. Well, skittle-a-bebop, we rock a Scooby-Doo, and guess what? America, we love you, cause you rock and roll with us so much so, you can rock till you're 101 years old. I don't mean to brag, I don't mean to boast, but we're like hot butter on a breakfast toast. Rock it out, baby bubba to the boogie, the bang, bang, the boogie to the beat is so unique. Come on, everybody, and dance to the beat. Have you ever went over a friend's house to eat and the food just ain't no good? I mean, the macaroni soggy, the peas almost done, the chicken tastes like wood.
Chicken tastes like wood.
Like you think you can buy
Tell me, if you've ever gone to someone else's house and their food was terrible, I want you to tell me in the comments below. I went over to a friend's house in high school and his mom goofed up macaroni and cheese. I don't know how you goof up macaroni and cheese, but I bit into it. It was just like super salty and just dry somehow. It was so weird. It's like you pour it out of the box you make it hot. You mix the stuff together and you're done. How do you goof that up? It was so bad. I love that this song goes from, hey, let's sing and dance, to like, hey, by the way, I'm awesome and I'm better than Superman, to, hey, I'm just a little guy, but I can sing really fast, to, hey, guess what? One time I went to somebody's house and their food was bad. The macaroni's soggy, the peas are mushed. This is fantastic. I'm in love with this song. It doesn't really know what it is aside from a brilliant display of just fire. Just fire. They're just spitting out words as fast as they can. Some of them make sense, some of them don't, but it's just so much fun.
Peas are mushed and the chicken tastes like wood. So you try to play it off like you think you can by saying that you're full. And then your friend says, Mama, he just being polite. He ain't finished. Oh, that's good. So
What a rat.
and you think of a lie and you say that you already ate. And your friend says, man, there's plenty of food. So he piles some more on your plate. But while the sticky food's steaming, your mind starts to dream of the moment it's time to leave. And then you look at your plate and your chicken's slowly rotting into something that looks like cheese. So you say, that's it, I got to leave this place. I don't care what these people think. I'm just sitting here making myself nauseous with this ugly food that stinks. So you bust out the door while it's still closed, still sick from the food you ate. And then you run to the store for quick relief from a bottle of 𝗙𝗏𝗜𝗡.
Okay, all right.
2 weeks later to see how he has been. And he says, I understand about the food, babe, but we're still friends. With a hip hop, the hippie to the hip of the hip, the hoppy, you don't stop the rocker to the bang bang boogie. Say up jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie to beat.
We're just gonna fade out here. It's so great. Oh man, what a delight. That is really a rapper's delight. Let's break it down. Structure, musically speaking, there's one riff that lasts about 2 bars. That bass riff, boom, boom, boom. That's kind of 1 bar. The climb up on the second half of the bar. So that 2-bar phrase repeats 4 times, and then repeats another 4 times, but the second time around we have that guitar and we have the keyboards in the background, and every once in a while there's an orchestra hit to emphasize a damn, which is interesting, but mostly musically, if you cut out the lyrics and you listen to this song and you forgot where you were, you wouldn't really be able to pick up very easily, right? You wouldn't be able to say, okay, this is the verse part, this is the chorus section, because it's all just one big block, like 8-bar or 16-bar loop that repeats on and on and on and on and on. So structurally speaking, there's not much going on in the music of the song. From the lyrics standpoint, I don't know how to break this one down, because this is different from rock and pop. We don't have a clear verse, chorus, bridge, chorus situation. It's kind of Wonder Mike and then Big Bang Hank and then Master G, is that right? And all 3 of them kind of get their sections, and then we go back to Wonder Mike. So is that verse 1, verse 2, verse 3, verse 4? Question mark? Is there a hook? Because we got that on and on and on and on repeating multiple times, but then we got hotel motel kind of coming in as a hook. We have the one that everybody knows, the hip hop hibbity hip hip hip. I'm getting it wrong every time, of course, because I don't have it memorized, but there's several pieces that could be considered a hook, but in my opinion, the only one that comes back multiple times and really gets you to remember it would be the on and on and on and on. So anyway, structurally speaking, from a lyric standpoint, I don't really know. It's kind of just free form. Nothing really comes back or repeats except for those little bits I just mentioned. So it's kind of just a free form song, and that's cool. It's different from verse, chorus, bridge, chorus. So thumbs up from me. As far as flow is concerned, I don't know how you could not dance to this song. You're bumping pretty much the moment it comes on, and there's really not a break in the song. For me, I do like a little bit of a roller coaster. I come from a lot more of a compositional background where I like to build and drop and build and drop and find interest in the music. But again, this genre isn't really about the music, is it? It is about the beat. We want a consistent beat that you can dance to, and they have that. They absolutely have that. Was I thinking about Queen for this entire song? Yes. I don't know which song came first, so maybe Queen was inspired by Sugarhill. Maybe Sugarhill was inspired by Queen. I don't know. I'm not going to make that assumption here. All I know is that I like both songs equally. So there we go. Or maybe not equally. Maybe one of them makes me smile just a little tiny bit more, because I like talking about terrible food at my friend's house more than I like somebody dying. I don't know. That's just me. But altogether, I'm flowing all the way through the song. There's nothing to break the flow. Flow, you know what? I should speak less than musically. I should speak lyrically, or just like the mouth is an instrument, and they were flowing really nicely with their rhymes. So thumbs up to all three players in this one. Good job. Melody. There really isn't much of a melody, is there? It's kind of just the bass line. That's our melody. That's really all the melody we get. The rest of it is just kind of talking. Hey, it's the genre. No complaints. I'm not going to say they need to bump up their melody game. The only thing that I could ask to make this a little bit more interesting for me, not changing the song, I'm not an expert, but I do like a little bit more musical movement. So that's all. That's just for my personal tastes, but it's not knocking the song at all. I love what I heard, so thumbs up again. Engagement, again, there's not a whole lot of options in the song to participate, except for when we get to the on and on and on and on. I like that because I have something I can sing along to. But maybe the goal isn't to sing along, right? Maybe the goal is just to dance or party or have a good time. And so if that's the goal, then the engagement is through the roof on the song. I don't feel like it didn't feel like a 4 minute, was it 4 minutes, 5 minutes? 6 minutes? It didn't feel like a 6-minute song. It goes by really quickly. That beat just kind of keeps you moving. And because there's multiple vocalists, right? We have different MCs coming in. That keeps things interesting and different. And each one has their own little story that's a little bit different from the one before. So right when you feel yourself kind of, oh, I'm getting a little bored of this riff. Oh, there's something new. And it's maybe not in the music, it's in the MCs, but it is kind of engaging in that way. So I don't know where I sit on this. I feel like I really miss the hook. I like having a hook in a song that makes you want to sing along, but I think I can be okay with the hook being a bass line or an occasional on and on and on and on and on. As far as lyrics, I don't want to go into these very much because there are a lot of them, but I have to say my absolute highlight is this final verse where he just starts going on about his friend's food, the cooking. He's going on about this bad food and he starts lying because he doesn't want to eat it. Hey man, I already ate. And he's dreaming about when he could leave. I've been there. I wonder if you've been there. If you've been there, I do want to hear that story in the comment below. But that's just really enjoyable. And I think this whole section is specifically where it becomes the rapper's delight. The rest of it was delightful enough. There's some happy vibes in there. There's a little bit of maybe potential, like I don't want anybody to cheat. So, you know, if you're just whatever, we're not going to get into that stuff. But this part is so delightful. It just makes me so happy. When I laugh in the middle of a song, it wasn't like a judgmental laugh, right? It was a I've been there laugh, right? I'm laughing with them. That was really fun. I'm delighted. Thumbs up from me again. And so those are my thoughts on the first time, like really sitting down and listening to the rapper's delight. I'm delighted by it. I want to know if you're delighted as well. So leave your comments below. What do you think of the song? Are you a fan of Sugarhill Gang and you came across this video by accident? Or did you come here for metal and pop and you're like, okay, fine, I'll listen to this. Let me know that as well. I am a musician myself. I play all the instruments. Check out Midnight Notion. My music is available all over the internet, Spotify, Bandcamp, wherever you get your music. I would love the streams. And of course, please hit that subscribe button if you enjoy what you see. We're going to do a new genre every Monday, so stick around, leave some comments, tell me what songs you want to hear me react to or review if I've heard them before, and maybe we'll get to them soon. That's it. I'm Bryce, and you, as long as you're not a jerk, just remember, you rock.